Well, good morning, guys. I am back in Wisconsin. Just arrived back yesterday. And unfortunately, on the way, we had a pretty big emergency happen, and not a good one. I'll explain in today's video. Stick around.
Pack your bags, don't hesitate. Gio, let's go before it's too late. Time keeps slipping away from us. Keep living like this. Away from us, away from us.
All right, guys, back at my originating starting point here. Let me preface the story by saying my mom is 83 years old, turning 84 just in July. And, she gets around okay still. She's still overall pretty healthy, I would say, for her age. And she lives, after my father passed away in December of 2018, actually just before it, they had decided to go into an assisted living home, which they all have their own individual apartments in this assisted living home, and a nurse 24 hours, and staff, and they got the downstairs for entertainment, and they can get meals down there. It's all just included in the price. Somebody checks on them twice per night, even while they're sleeping. Somebody goes in, make sure they're okay. It's all set up like if they were to fall in the bathroom. There's a thing they can pull for emergency. It's set up for the elderly. Anyway, we actually got to just the edge of Wisconsin, around Janesville. We stopped at a rest stop. I had to go to the bathroom. My mom had to go to the bathroom. We've been on the road for quite a few hours. And I finish, and I'm standing out there waiting for my mom because I kind of help assist her because I don't want her. She doesn't walk so great. And she didn't bring a walker or anything, so I usually just kind of help assist her. Anyway, 20 minutes go by, and I'm thinking, what's going on? It's taking quite a long time. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, she's an elderly lady, taking care of business, they take longer, I guess. Well, at about 20 minutes, at about the 25 minutes, my mom comes out of the bathroom. This is at a rest stop. And she comes out of the bathroom, just like kind of staggering, looking really dazed. And I'm like, Mom, what happened? She's like, I passed out and I woke up on the floor in the stall and I hit my head. And I'm thinking, let's take a look at your head. I'm a former Army medic, and I take a look at her head, and she's got this big gash. I mean, like a big, well over an inch, maybe inch and a half gash in her head, and her head is just matted with blood and bleeding. I mean, it was bad enough where I looked and said, okay, you're going to require probably some staples. And I checked her for concussion. She didn't seem to have a concussion. But, with a head injury, you just never know. You can't be too careful. So got my mom to the car, got we had a blanket that she had been using. I used the blanket to hold on her head, and got to the emergency room. And of course they need to address the head, but they also need to address, well, why did she pass out in the first place? And she lost that period of time. She didn't know. She didn't even remember what happened. She said she remembered starting to, pull her pants down, I guess, or starting to, and that's the last thing she remembers. She woke up on the floor in the stall with, in like a little pool of blood and everything. Just a scary moment. Just knowing my mom is just in there laying down on the floor like that. And anyway, so they did a CT scan, EKG, blood work. They let her leave after several hours. They did determine she was a little bit dehydrated. Blood pressure was a little bit high. So I don't know if what they couldn't quite determine exactly what caused her to pass out. Anyway, got her back to the assisted living, and I also want to mention that my mom is not alone. Like I said, they have a 24-hour nurse. My sister lives right by, so my sister's there to check on her constantly and everything. And my nephew, who is now, I don't know, he might be 38 years old, married, and his wife's a nurse, and they live right next door, just like a mile away. And they have two kids. So I'm actually a great uncle. I think I'm a great uncle like 7 times over or so. Yeah, I don't have grandkids myself yet, but I have like 7 great nephews and nieces. A whole bunch of ducks and geese over there. So it was really hectic. A scary moment to see your elderly mom just come out of the bathroom like that, just, I already lost my dad, and, so you just have the worst thoughts always about it. And she's up there in age. So anyway, that's what happened. That was, it was a great trip to Tennessee, and, definitely a really good time. And I think we've determined, me and my siblings, though, that dear old mom is better off staying close to home from now on. My sisters and myself, we've always, we've taken my mom around to different places, and they fly her here and fly her there, usually with them, not alone. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of geese right back there. Anyway, yeah, we've determined that our dear old mom really needs to kind of stay around locally now. I think her days of travel are going to be a little bit limited. Just it's better she stays near the assisted living and near her just home city. It's just much easier. My 2 sons were with me, and of course scared to death as well, so she's okay now. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm back at the original park, and early morning. It's funny is I just now have kind of gotten my sleep schedule back into normalcy, where I'm not really jet lagged anymore. The problem is now I'm probably going to leave in another week or so. So with about a week left or so, I'm now back on the normal sleep schedule. The jet lag this time around really hit me hard. I'm not sure why. Normally I'm usually over it within a few days, but this trip, the jet lag was real. The struggle was real. I think the best thing to do, honestly, is that first day when you get back, you got to force yourself to stay up and awake all the way till like nighttime and then try to sleep. And of course, when I got back, I slept. Like I thought, okay, I'm just going to take a nap. So I took a long nap and then went and saw my sons. And then that later that night, I'd already slept like 4 hours or so. So that later that night, I only slept another 4 and kept waking up at these weird hours. By the way, it's right at sunrise here. I think it's like around 5:20 a.m., which is right around when sunrise happens here. Anyway, back in Wisconsin after a pretty hectic last leg of the journey to get back from Tennessee to Wisconsin. So I appreciate you guys watching. I thought I would share it.
Let's go.
Yeah, never fun watching your parents get older, I tell you.
I'm tired of waiting
Anyway,
here.
thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
Sing fading
Ciao.
year. Got these plans stuck in my head. Southeast Asia calling me instead. Bangkok nights and Bali shores. Sick of dreaming, want something more. Pack your bags, don't hesitate. Gio, let's go before it's too late. Time keeps slipping away from us. Keep living life.